So many people say that they're fans of rock and roll, but what exactly is it? Dictionary.com defines rock and roll as a style of popular music that derives in part from blues and folk music and is marked by a heavily accented beat and a simple repetitive phrase structure. But is that really all rock and roll is? If that isn't all that there is to rock and roll, then what else is there?
When you hear the words rock and roll, what is the first word that comes to mind?
Guitar.
My mom and my dad. Their era. It's literally the first thing that comes.
I just think of screaming,
Rebel, like a rebel.
90s.
Music.
I don't know, guitar, like crazy guitar sounds and like the design. I don't know.
I'd say loud.
Like kind of rowdy and loud.
What's the first artist you think of?
Led Zeppelin?
Prince. It's not rock and roll. I think of Kiss mostly.
AC/DC.
I think of Bruce Hornsby. No joke. I think of Bruce Hornsby.
Elvis Presley.
Say Kiss.
I don't know. I'm not very familiar with American artists.
Think of
Prince?
Rolling Stones.
when you think of classic rock, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Honestly, just all these classic rock radio, but I can't think of any specific songs or artists to think of.
Yeah, classic rock's more soothing than rock and roll.
Older rock.
Kind of like Led Zeppelin, or I don't know. Once again, male artists. I can't think. Classic rock. I don't even I know there's a difference, but I can't think of even what the difference is. So.
It's softer, I think. Like the tempo. I guess you could put the Beatles into that category.
Maybe a little, not as crazy, a little more mild behaved.
We get it, but then classic rock and roll sounds more smoother.
Okay.
Think of a little bit of a slower tune, but at the same time still gets you pumped up, gets you excited. You go to a concert and clap or sing along.
Maybe classic rock sounds nicer and isn't as progressive as maybe just rock.
What decade do you think rock and roll originated in?
60s?
I'd say 70s and then late 70s, early.
Probably the 1940s.
I would say the 1950s.
80s, maybe?
Say the 70s.
60s?
The 30s or 40s?
1970s or 80s?
How do you think women are treated in the rock and roll world?
Honestly, I don't feel like women are represented in the rock and roll world. I don't when I think of rock and roll, I don't think of women. I think of men singers who might talk derogatively about women.
Not very well, I don't think.
Poorly.
I think they're inferior.
Wasn't too many women rock and rollers.
Maybe not as equally as they should be.
I don't know. I cannot answer your question, but when I think about rock and roll, there was no women in my images. So I guess no woman was not that how to say. Women was not treated.
They're not prominent?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never specifically noticed anything, but I'm guessing that it's more predominantly male, and that there aren't as many female rock and roll artists or even females who maybe attend the concerts, but I think that's growing in today's society. People are becoming more like open to different ideas now.
I've never thought about that, but maybe not the best.
Can you name a female rock artist?
No, that's why I don't think it would.
Can't do it.
No, I can't. See, like, that's the thing I can't think of.
We were talking about one the other day, but no.
No, cannot.
I cannot think of anyone off the top of my head. So no.
What is rock and roll?
Rock and roll is music that typically is a bit louder and has a lot of guitars and drums music. Not country, but not screamo.
I think like mostly guitar and drums, and then it's usually at a loud dynamic rather than like soft.
Screaming.
I think like rap. I think rock and roll is like it's trying to get a message out that maybe people don't want to hear. But like rock and roll artists, I feel like are the ones that really express themselves and like aren't afraid to express themselves. And like I think that's what rock and roll is.
Upbeat, metal, guitars.
Loud music. Loud music.
I would say it's like just like the type of the genre. You know?
I would say it's a type of music that brings out energy in people and is pretty loud and exciting. And I just think of like a rock concert. So, I mean, really loud, lots of flashing lights.
It's progressive, so probably just like a progressive form of music for the time.
Although rap originated from rock and rock originated from country, most people don't consider these genres to be rock and roll. I played an Eminem song and nobody said that they would consider it to be rock. They said it's rap. But when playing Johnny Cash, a few people said that they would consider that to be rock, which was very interesting.
Is this rock and roll?
This is rock and roll.
Would you consider this rock and roll?